This short video is going to demonstrate the work I did with Hollow Spirits, a local distillery, while taking the OILS 551 Training Techniques course. It should highlight how I delivered a ready-to-use program with lessons specifically designed for the business. This project also demonstrates the key aspects of instructional design as I presented them to the customer. This report is what I delivered to the customers, the owners, so they could get an understanding of what the professional development program would look like and how it would support them in building a customer service training for their employees. The report highlights my summary of findings, supporting best practices for customer service, and using professional development to retain employees. To improve their customer satisfaction and build a branding with the superior delivery of service. I explained the learning theory and the training methodologies I would use for the program. I also conducted an analysis and needs assessment, and then I worked on the training objectives. Finally, I discussed with them how to conduct an evaluation and how to use the information to continue to improve their overall program. This report will be available on my ePortfolio for a full review. Now, I'd like to glance over some of the products that I delivered to the owners of Hollow Spirits. On this document, I took the learning objectives. Those that are identified in the dark blue boxes with the white font. And then I broke them down even further on what the learner would obtain when they learned the material. Was it more knowledge or a skill, or should it be a change in attitude based off of the topic? Next, I focused on what the learner's behavior would be like, knowing how, on this next document is where I did that. On this document, I took those same learning objectives and breakdown of skills that they'd be getting, and I provided details analyzing them for the frequency that they would be performed by an employee, how important they were in relation to the customer service training program and the overall goals of the organization, and then the complexity in acquiring that new skill set. The following documents are a build out of what the training program looked like. So this was the lesson plan, broken down by day and time, and guiding the facilitator on how to provide the training and what materials they needed to do that. This is an example of a handout that was provided of a training technique. What I gave them was the use of role play and guided teaching. And I built this exercise to teach the trainees how to deliver a tour of the distilling process. This training method is a great way to empower the individuals by engaging their sensories and giving them a chance to experience what it would feel like to actually do the activity. So that was one of many, but that's an example of the training techniques and their applicability. Next, this is a presentation material. Oh, I'm sorry, this is not the presentation material. This is the facilitator's guide. So the facilitator would use this as they're going through. It would give them an example of the slide that's up on the display and tell them what the goal is for the learners to get, and give them a bit of a script to execute per the slides. This would be the actual presentation material. This is what gets displayed out on the projector. So it wasn't a complete deck as I didn't close on everything, but it's there for them to use that material. And then also they were given a learner's guide to follow along. So the presentation material and the facilitators would be going step by step per the slide material. What this gives them is a notebook per se to go in and write additional notes under each slide deck, draft questions that they might have in terms of what they're learning, and make this an interactive experience for the learner and the facilitator, the trainer. This is an additional training material. This gets down to the crux of the goals that we were trying to achieve. One is to recruit employees and make sure they want to stay in that environment and not move on. And the other goal would be to create a training program offering them, the trainers, the staff, professional development in the field that they're in. We used all of this based off of the food and beverage competency model, and it breaks down a series of customer service standards for them to use when they're delivering in their job. This is a survey of skills that was designed for the trainees to take at the beginning before they started the actual training course, and then again afterwards to see a representation of how much knowledge they did gain when they were executing their way through the training course. This document right here is an evaluation. So the investors would come in and observe the trainers in their work and take notes and provide this as feedback to the manager and the trainees for them to use to continue to provide improvement of the knowledge that they were learning from the training program. I also provided a quick return on investment document. This was designed to make sure that the owners understood that if they applied the training program, how it would benefit them overall in better sales and making revenue off of that branding of good customer service. In addition, I provided a series of other exercise worksheets and handouts for some of the objectives when going through the training course. And then after this course was over, I did meet with the owners and gave them some additional material. So all in all, I think I provided them near 80% of a completed training program that Hollow Spirits could use pretty much right out of the box. And they could start demonstrating how the customer service was improving their organization and benefit all the stakeholders involved. So the report is available on my ePortfolio, and this was to highlight the things that I had learned over the entire OILS program, and specifically training techniques and applications that I could do to teach certain material. Thank you.